You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
And welcome to another podcast of the WBT. Gosh, you know what? Oh, by the way, this is Michael Lodge. Sometimes I forget who I am in the morning. Listen, it's about 8:15 and it's 59 degrees. Nice, chipper morning. I love these kind of mornings because I realize that we're getting close to fall. And where I'm recording this, I'm right at the base at the Blue Ridge Mountains. Just as you start going up. And during the fall, all of our trees turn a bright orange, bright reds, yellows. It's a beautiful time of the year, and I always look forward to this time when the fall gets here and that we have these nice crisp mornings with that when you wake up, you can feel revived almost. So I'm happy that we're starting to cool down tremendously, but it still probably will get up into the 80s here in the afternoon. But as long as I have a nice cool morning, I'm happy. So listen, you know what I love about Fridays? Fridays my office is closed for one thing and I don't have to answer phone calls. But what I like about Fridays is that we can kind of sit back and relax, and we're starting to look forward to the weekend and getting some stuff done around the house, going out and visiting friends or go watch a movie. I love the weekends because it's a good downtime. But during tax season, it's a busy time for me. But right now, it's perfect. And I will cherish these before the tax season begins. You know, it's just a few months before tax season starts. By the way, in September, a lot of countries, especially in the Philippines, so all of you Filipinos that are listening to me, September is a Burr month. It's the first Burr month. September, October, November, December. So September is the beginning of Christmas in the Philippines. And they're going to start playing Christmas music and they're going to have all the decorations out. And not really much gets done because everybody's going to parties and everything else. So to all of you Filipinos out there, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas before September 1st. Only a few more days left, and it's going to be Christmas time for you guys over there. So, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because I'm really getting a lot of clients calling in saying, hey, can you prepare our corporate return? And then when they get there, they have no financials, no balance sheet, no nothing. So then we have to prepare that for the tax client. The problem with that is we usually have to go back the full 12 months. We have to get the bank statements. We have to reconcile them. We have to make sure that everything ties out and balances out. Well, that is not included in the tax preparation fee. You should have a financial statement and balance sheet before you come to your tax practitioner. Otherwise, if you think that you're paying a high price for having your tax returns done, maybe that's the reason why, is because the accountant, or me, has to spend a lot of time preparing a financial statement before they can do the tax return. There are a lot of compliance rules regarding businesses, even if you're sole proprietorship. You should have at least sat down and looked at your revenue and looked at your expenses and seen what your net income line is. Now, if you're under $250,000, you don't have to worry about a balance sheet. In sales, that is. At $250,000 in sales, you don't have to worry about that balance sheet. Although, we all need to see that balance sheet because the balance sheet tells the story of your company. Tells how much debt you have, tells us how much cash you have in there, tells us if you have any outstanding receivables that you need to start collecting on, if you have any payables that you need to start paying down. So the income statement and the balance sheet are so very important to your tax practitioner. Now, if you don't mind paying a little bit higher fee so that we can prepare your income statement and balance sheet and make it in compliance, then that's fine. But don't complain about a high fee if you're not prepared for your accountant. Every business has an income statement and balance sheet and also a statement of cash flows. The statement of cash flows tells us how you use your money throughout the year. And it should tie out to your ending balance that's in cash sitting on your balance sheet. Sorry about my little cough, but I don't know. There's something falling off these trees outside. It's this a brown dust, and I tell you, it gets into my lungs, and I begin sneezing and wheezing and everything else. That's what happens when you live out in the country. There's a lot more dust out here. So excuse me if I'm coughing like that. But let's get back to this income statement and balance sheet. We as your tax practitioners, when we prepare your S Corp, your C Corp, your LLC, whatever that we're preparing, it requires an income statement and balance sheet. Shows us all revenues, shows us all expenses, and it also shows us some items that are not expensable and not deductible on your tax return. I had a client this past year who paid money for a lobbyist. Well, that's not tax deductible. So if you're doing stuff like that, make sure you clarify it with your tax practitioner. And all of you guys who are spending $24,000 a year on meals and entertainment, remember that is subject to that 50% deduction. You don't get to deduct the whole thing. I see that line abused so much. I mean, literally so much by companies. And when the IRS comes into audit, that's one of the lines that they look at. Is it legitimate expense? And you better have some record keeping to show what they were used for. Why you took those people out for dinner. Why you were having that dinner. What business was being discussed. So it's very important that when you come to your tax practitioner, either you have your income and balance sheet prepared for your practitioner, or you let him do it. And there's going to be a fee for that. That is not a freebie. When you have to go back as an accountant and go through 12 months of bank statements, reconcile the bank statements, double checking to make sure all expenses are recorded correctly and that your income is stated correctly. When you're audited, let me tell you what happens. The IRS comes in, they have a list, and the first item on that list is always, provide me 12 months worth of bank statements. And they take those statements, they key them into their computer, and then they compare it to what you've reported on your income statement or on your tax return. If it doesn't tie, if it's under the amount that's in the bank, you'd better be able to explain it. Otherwise, you are guilty of underreporting income. Now, a good example of that would be, what is Manafort being charged with tax fraud? Underreporting his income. A lot of people do this. So you want to make sure that whatever cash has come in, you have documentation for it. Whatever you've put into the bank, you have documentation for it. And that everything ties out to your income statement. Now, there's going to be some things that are off. If you've given the company a loan and you see $10,000 worth of cash going in there, that is not income. That is a loan. So you need to document that. There needs to be a loan document between you and your company stating that you're giving it a loan. Otherwise, the IRS is going to include it as income. But it's not income. It is a loan. And it needs to be shown on the balance sheet as a loan to shareholder or loan to member of your LLC. Not to, but from. So, I really need for you to understand the importance of income statements and balance sheets. If you have a problem with it, and if you don't understand it, and if you need some help in my firm preparing you one or explaining one to you, just call us at our office, which is 888-681-1518. And extension 00. Or you can send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com. And I will answer your question as best as possible. Now, a lot of people, and I've gotten 2 requests this week for us to review what their CPA had prepared on their S Corp or their C Corp. Now, we do that. We will review the work that you want us to review. We will take the tax return, we'll take all the information that you gave your CPA or your tax practitioner, and we'll double check it for you. And we'll ask questions. It's not bad to get a second opinion if you feel that something's off or if you feel that you owe a tremendous amount of money. So, but you have to have that financial statement and that income statement, the balance sheet. Think about it and be proactive. For 2018 that's ending, make sure that all of your financials are up. Make sure that all of your bank statements have been recorded into an accounting system or into an Excel spreadsheet. They have been identified as income and identified as expenses and what category of expenses they are. If you haven't done that, call our office or send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com and we'll prepare that financial statement for you. But it needs to be done. And you're getting close to the end of the year. Do not wait until the end of the year. Get it done now. So everybody go out and enjoy your Friday. I know that some of you are working, but enjoy your Friday. Enjoy this day, which is so close to Saturday and Sunday. And let's really think about being proactive on our businesses. Because the more proactive you are a step ahead of everybody else. Get it done, okay? Just get it done. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. I will talk with you very, very soon. Everybody, join me tomorrow, because I have a podcast tomorrow where we play 30 minutes of really good music. And I change it up. Last week it was folk music. The week before that it was French music. And so join me tomorrow on Saturday and listen to, it's called Work Free Saturday. And then Sunday I have another message, which is more of a spiritual message. And then Monday through Friday again, we get right back to business and taxes. Never ends, doesn't it? This is Mike Lodge again, and I will talk with you soon. Bye-bye.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.